What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video gonna be talking about kind of the state of Madden 19 and just Madden in general. I like to do these types of videos sometimes. Usually we do the tip videos here, but I like to do the discussion videos from time to time too, switch it up. But I think this one is really important, and I remember last year for Madden 18, probably around April-ish, I made a video that, it might have been March or April, talking about, Madden is dead. Why is it dead? It's dead earlier this year than it has been in years past, and there were a lot of reasons for that. The game wasn't the greatest last year. Madden 17 wasn't the greatest either, but Fortnite was blowing up last year too, so there was, people's interests were elsewhere, so there was a lot of reasons. But Madden, it was solid at least through, the first half of the year. Madden 19, we are in October, not even halfway through October yet, and Madden 19 really feels dead, and a lot of people are saying it. And there was a lot of people, before the game came out, said like Madden's gonna be dead in a month. And I usually brush that off. I'm like, oh, well, that's just people that aren't that into Madden or whatever the case. But honestly, this year Madden's really not in the greatest spot. It feels dead. I mean, you go to Twitch, you check anybody's YouTube, my channel, I know this time last year views were a lot more popping than they are now, and I look at other people's channels, there's some people that are still prospering, certain types of channels still do good no matter what, but a lot of channels I've noticed, not just my own, but others, not as many people are watching this year. Twitch Madden is dead. I mean, no one's watching Madden on Twitch, and I'm seeing so many people complain about it. And I've seen them complain about it for a few weeks, and then I've started to really look deeper into it, and Madden's really not in a good spot, and there's a few reasons for that, at least that I think, and just want to talk about them in this video because that's what this channel's here for. We talk about the game, we break down the game, we try to have fun, but we have to also talk about when there's stuff wrong with the game. Now, to start at the beginning, coming into this year, I really thought this was going to be a great year for Madden, and I typically think that every year. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I see the new features, I see what they're trying to do with the game, what they're trying to add, and I like to look at it glass half full and say, these are some good changes. Yes, we still needed more, we still needed this, and that, but we still got some good stuff. I think this is going to help the game move forward. I thought that last year with a lot of the things that got added to the game, some of the gameplay features and stuff like that with long shot. Thought Madden 18 was going to be really good. A lot of those things flopped. In comes Madden 18, they follow up long shot, and it seems like it's doing worse than it did last year because, it was okay for some people last year because it was new. Coming into this year, people were like already tired of it. No one really asked for long shot. It's the closest thing we have to a career mode. It's a bad one, but no one asked for it, and that's what we're stuck with. And it's just like, come on, just give us a career mode already. Like, 2K thrives off this mode. Like, we need one in Madden, but going into the year, as a game changer, especially getting to be around the process earlier this year, getting to be there through certain steps of the process, see things that were in the game, see things that they were working on, see things that they were, playing around with the idea for the future, it gets you excited, and you say, okay, the game is going to be good this year, the gameplay feels good. And a lot of times people, would attack me in the comments. They're like, oh, like, you're hyped about this, or like, Madden's garbage, it's always going to be garbage. But again, I'm trying to look at things glass half full, and when I say those things, I really believe those things. I really believe Madden's going to be good. Now we're a couple months into the game, and it's like we can just face what is. The game is not very good. The game is not fun. It's not really entertaining. It's very boring for the most part. The gameplay is just, it's more boring than anything. I won't say the gameplay is just flat out bad, but it's just very boring. And there's many reasons for that. But again, going back to that early stage, or the early stages of the game, you gotta think, when it's just me sitting in a room with 8 other guys playing the game, gameplay feels great. Like, okay, we're testing stuff out. Okay, this doesn't seem overpowered. Okay, this needs to be tuned, and we're telling developers, fix this, tweak that, but it feels good. But when it's 10 guys playing a game, it's like, you can only break it down so much in the limited time that you have to play it. The gameplay feels good, but when millions of people have the game, and every smart mind or, person that knows how to break the game down to its core has the game, things are going to always get out of hand. There's always going to be a meta. There's always going to be glitchy stuff that's found that, quite frankly, 10 people sitting in a room for a few hours, for a few days, especially in a state of the game that's not complete yet, that's still, gonna get patched to death, in the first couple months of the game, you can't really know how the game's gonna play. Like I said, all you can do is look at it glass half full and say, well, there was a lot of good, and I hope this carries through. But once everybody has the game and the game goes through multiple patches and things catch on, the game takes a life of its own, and it's just like, it doesn't matter if you're a game changer or not. When you're in that room that early, you only can see such a little bit of the game and see what its potential really is. Once it's in everybody's hands, it's just a completely different animal, and the gameplay is just bad, and it's been bad for a while. The skill gap in this game is it just seems like it gets smaller and smaller each year. We complain about it each year. The developers say, we want to bring skill gap back to the game. We want to separate, the top players from the average Joe, but it's just more and more. The game is usually not that bad when it first launches, and people say this every year. The game comes out, it's good. There's certain things that definitely need to be tweaked. Like when the game first dropped and fake screen wheel was just busting every coverage because there were just coverage glitches. Like, yes, that needed to be fixed. But they start patching things that don't need to be fixed, and maybe it's a little OP, but it's like, what? Good players can work around this. This doesn't really need to be patched. And then they patch that, and it just opens up so many other problems, and it happens every year. The game is actually not that bad for the first month, first 6 weeks. Goes through a couple patches, and the game becomes horrible. Every year, it's been like this for the past, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years. It's been the same thing like clockwork. Everybody's always just awaiting that first or second patch, and then the game just goes to complete trash. And it's just such a pattern that we've gotten used to now that it's almost like we've accepted it. But the gameplay right now is in a terrible state. Nobody wants to play the game. Nobody wants to watch people play the game. That's what I'm saying. YouTube views for a lot of channels are down. Views on Twitch are down. No one wants to watch this game because it is boring. So many, and I've said this in the past, I don't like when they nerf too much stuff. Yes, certain things are overpowered, but the more you nerf things, the more you make the game boring, because the more you make it to where everybody is literally running one thing. So many things have gotten nerfed over the past 5 to 6 years, and like, look what we have this year. Bunch is still the thing. I really thought Bunch wasn't going to be as big of a thing this year because they nerfed a lot of the big plays, but there's still other good plays in it, and people are pretty much only using Bunch yet again. They're either using West Coast Bunch or they're using the Patriots Bunch, and that's all they're sitting in. Defense, at the beginning of the year, we saw a little diversity on defense. The Contain Blitz was really popular out of a lot of formations. Yes, the Contain Blitz shouldn't be a thing, but they somewhat patched that a little bit. But now look what it is. Everybody is literally just running 3-3-5 odd crossfire. That is all you see. Anybody that's even somewhat in the know, that is the only defense they're running every game, and it's like the worst type of defense because it's unpredictable, but it's like overpowered and unpredictable at the same time. Like, you can literally rush 4 people, and the offense can block 7, and it'll come in the entire drive, just boom, shoot in, can't block it. You're blocking 7 people, you're IDing the mic on the blitzer, coming in every time. And then other times, the person on defense can rush 6 people, and you can block nobody, and then it doesn't come in for like 5 times in a row. It's weird, but the thing is, there's so many times that it's so fluky, and it just comes into a point where you can't block it, even though you know it's coming, and you're blocking everybody, and you're telling your offensive line, watch this guy's blitzing, and it just comes in, and it just comes in, and it just comes in, and then other times it won't come in. But it should never come in if you know it's coming and you're setting your offense up to stop it. But that's the only defense you're going to see because it is so good and so fluky that sometimes, like, you just needed to come in that one time and you can destroy somebody's whole drive, And then on offense, everybody's running the same stuff. And, I get blamed for this a lot of times too because I post a lot of these things on the channel. But you also have to figure that, I post every day. I post something out of everything in this game. I touch every formation in this game, offense and defense. Yes, I'm going to post some popular stuff out of Bunch. Yes, I'll show you the 3-3-5 blitz, but I'm also posting pistol formations, under center formations. I'm posting wide trips. I'm posting trips tight end. I'm posting 4-3 defenses, 3-4 defenses. I'm posting everything. If I post something on the channel that's popular, that's already a meta, by the time I post it, it's already so widespread that I'm basically posting it just to help the other guys out, because with a lot of these tactics, you have to take a fight fire with fire approach. If someone's going to run crossfire on you all game, you need to kind of know how to run it too if you want to compete sometimes. Like, you just need to know how to run it. You need to know how to run these gun bunch setups, because if someone's going to run it on you, sometimes you need to fight back with that. When I post those things on the channel, it's already so widespread, it's already out of control. I'm not really adding to it. I'm just trying to help the people that don't know what it is, you know, put it in their arsenal in case they need it when people are doing it to them. And that's just the truth. But other than that, I'm posting everything. I'm giving you hundreds of different plays throughout the year. And, you know, I can't control what people decide to run ultimately, but the gameplay is just very bad. And it just gets worse every year. You know, real player motion was supposed to be a big thing this year, and I don't think it's completely terrible, but it's not that good either. I mean, you got people literally asking, like, can we turn this off? Like, is there, like, an option to turn the real player motion off? Because while certain aspects of it are more realistic, you know, sometimes in a game like this, in a sports game, the more realistic certain things get, sometimes it makes the game actually worse in some aspects. It just does, you know. And real player motion is something that's like, it's just not all the way there yet, and in some cases it makes the game worse. You know, the run game was actually not bad. It was hard to run the ball, and people kept complaining, but you know what? It actually took skill to run the ball. There were just certain aspects of running the ball that needed to be fixed, like, you know, defensive backs would block shed too easily, which they shouldn't do. You know, they would stalemate blockers too easily, which they shouldn't do. Yes, that should be fixed. You know, being able to run dollar defenses versus the run, you know, things like that need to be fixed. But again, they made the run game. Now they just reverted back to the old Madden. Now it just feels like Madden 18, Madden 17 again. We're getting crossfire every play, we're getting bunch every play, and now running the ball is easy. So some people just like to spam inside zone, or, you know, spam stretch and wham, and that's becoming a thing again now because they made the run game easy. The run game took skill for that first month of the game, but they patched it because so many people were complaining about it. Again, shortening the skill gap. I was watching people that were skilled run the ball very well the first month of the game. People that were good at the game could run the ball well. If you weren't good at the game, you couldn't run the ball well. Now anybody can just spam the run, and it's too easy. And again, that makes the gameplay bad. You can't keep patching the game and just making it super easy for everybody. Online gaming is supposed to be competitive. It's not supposed to be easy for everybody. You know, like, and the gameplay just becomes repetitive, and it just becomes, the gameplay sucks, okay? It just sucks, like, and it has for years, and I get excited, you know, at the beginning of the year, because I think, like, you know, from what I play, I'm like, okay, it's playing good, these things feel better. They patch the game, and then it just goes right back to the same stuff. And then, you know, outside of that, it's like, there's nothing fun about the game. Franchise mode, I don't play franchise mode, but I know a lot of people that do. I thought they added a lot of good things this year, but when you get down to it, it's still not deep enough as it needs to be, you know? So people that want to play franchise mode, it's like they can't really, how much enjoyment can you really get out of it for a couple seasons maybe? Like, it's to the point where people, they're having to find creative ways to have fun with franchise mode. They're having to do speed rebuilds and just, you know, random things to kind of have fun with it, because it's just not deep enough to just run a franchise and for most people to have fun doing it. You know, there is no career mode. We have long shot. Nobody asked for long shot. Nobody asked for a telltale story. We want a career mode. We want to control where we go, what we're doing. That's what we want. That would keep people on the game and have them having fun. That would give content creators something to do as well. You know, MUT this year has been great. That's the one thing keeping this game afloat. And I know a lot of people that don't play MUT hate it and think it ruined the game, but honestly, the most people that are still playing the game is because of MUT. MUT has actually been phenomenal. MUT has been like a 9.9 out of 10 this year in terms of content. You know, there's a couple things that still could be better, but in terms of content, they've been consistent, releasing a lot of stuff, a lot of new stuff. You know, the solo challenges have been good. The solo battles mode has been pretty good. You know, they fixed the chemistries and the power-up system. MUT is really driving the game, but you know what? At a certain point, you have to play the game. You can build your team, you can do the solos, you can do solo battles, you can, you know, build your team up. Okay, I got a good team. Eventually, you got to take it online and play with it. That's really the goal. And it's not fun when you go online and play. The game isn't fun. It's boring. No one wants to watch it. No one wants to play it. You know, and I'm a person that's always been able to overlook this and just say, you know, the game is the game, and I play it and I make the best of it. And this year, it just finally, like, hit rock bottom for me. Like, and I haven't seen anybody praise this game in the past, like, month. Everybody hates it. Everybody hates playing it. Everybody hates the patches. Everybody hates what it's become. And like I said, no one wants to watch it. No one's interested in it. The MCS is a mess. Like, the state of the esport that this game is in is just so bad. You know, there's not enough fun modes on the game to keep people interested. Like, you need more things on the game to keep people interested nowadays, because there's only two main ways to play the game. You play a franchise mode, or you play some form of head-to-head, whether it be regs, whether it be regular MUT, whether it be salary cap MUT. Like, you play either franchise or head-to-head, and the gameplay sucks on both. Franchise isn't deep, so people get bored, and the head-to-head gameplay sucks, so people don't want to play it. It's not a good time. And you know, if there was a career mode, that would be something else to do. And a lot of sports games are going through this. 2K has been terrible for years too. 2K is just another game that I used to love playing, and that's just been terrible for years too. But at least where they get credit is, at least there's more stuff to do in the game. You know, their microtransactions are bad. Their gameplay has been terrible for the past few years as well, but at least there's more stuff to do in the game. At least you have a career mode. At least their franchise mode is in depth. At least there's a little bit more customization. Like, at least there's a little bit more to the game. Even if it still sucks, at least it sucks a little less, because at least there's more to do. There's nothing to do in Madden. You play head-to-head or you play franchise, and both of them are not fun. You know? We don't have mini games. We don't have any type of a street mode incorporated into it, like how the park is incorporated into NBA Live and 2K. Like, we don't have any of that, Madden. Like, you have two ways to play, and they're boring, and that's why each year people stop playing it earlier and earlier. Like, I'm to the point where I'm like tired of uploading Madden stuff, because it's like, I'm gonna still do it. I love making videos, but the game isn't fun to play. And you know, I try to post tips and give people different things to do in the game, and give them different things to run, and give them different outlooks on how to play the game. But it's like, deep down, you know, anybody that is somewhat good at this game knows all you need is 3-3-5 odd crossfire, and all you need on offense is bunch, and you need a few plays. You need pat sail, you need verticals, and if you're not that guy, then you can just run. Now, because of the patch, you can just run the ball every down, because it's too easy. And that's all you need to be successful in the game. Like, I can break down a million different things, but at the end of the day, your best bet is still going to be just running crossfire and running gun bunch. Like, that's what you're going to be the most successful doing if you want to take that route, you know? So it's like, it's hard to even be creative. The playbooks in the game are terrible. Like, they're not diverse enough. Every playbook has damn near the same things in it. Like, there's nothing creative about the playbooks anymore. The whole playbook system's bad, and it needs to be redone, and I believe it is going to be redone eventually, but for now it sucks. Like, there's just nothing, getting people excited about the game. Like I said, MUT this year, the MUT team, they've knocked it out of the park. But when the gameplay is bad, the game is bad, because gameplay affects every mode. If the gameplay is bad, playing franchise sucks, because you got to play the game. If gameplay is bad, playing reg sucks, because you got to play the game. If gameplay is bad, MUT sucks, because you gotta play the game. The gameplay is the game. MUT is great this year, but when the gameplay is bad, it's like, well, how much does it really matter? So, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, I'm a game changer. I'm gonna keep trying to push forward and help, just like I know the other game changers will. I think it's overlooked what we actually do. I don't think people really understand what being a game changer is. All we do is give feedback. I mean, that's it. We can give them weeks and weeks and weeks of feedback, and if EA wants to, they can just look at that and say, all right, cool, we don't care. Like, that, it's their choice to do what they want with the feedback. We can give them all the best feedback in the world. They have to act on it, you know? Like, that's just, we can't force their hand. We can't say this needs to be in the game. We could say that, and we do say that, but at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do, what's in their best interest, and that's just the way it goes. So this is kind of a long-winded video, but it's one that I definitely really wanted to make. So I don't know, leave your comments below. I'm sure most of y'all agree with me. You know, my comment section lately has echoed these same sentiments. You know, Twitter, everywhere I've been, Twitch, no one's having fun on the game this year. It doesn't seem like anybody's really had a lot of fun in a while on this game, and we want it to be fun again. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know how long we're going to have to wait, but it's just in a bad state right now, and I don't really see it recovering this year, but we just gotta wait. Hopefully 1 year soon we get the game that we deserve, because we haven't gotten that in a while, and I say that as a game changer, and I say that to the developers, I say that to Kraylo. I love those guys, but I tell them, you know, the game isn't fun, and this is not a good game. It's not a good experience right now, and it is what it is, and all we can do is try to make it better, but for now, this is what we got. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video for what it was. Leave your comments below, and as always, I will see you guys next time.